It doesn't matter what you did the day before or the 2 games before. It's all about now. It's knockout. It's win or go home. In Greece, unfortunately for their fans, they just were reminded of that before this game.
That's absolutely right, Jeff. I mean, you stole my thunder. The last game, we could see it, what it means for it to be a knockout game now. Everything that's come before this is irrelevant. It's all about this game. Win, you continue. Lose and the Olympic dream is over. As you said, Mexico come into this as underdogs, but, you know, you cannot write them off. They've got quality players. They've got a great backcourt. And in many ways, you know, they match up pretty well with this Italian team, and they should be able to give them a game. For me, Mexico have got to get a great game out of their 3 key guards. They've got to have Paul Stoll, they've got to have Paco Cruz, and they've got to have Jorge Gutierrez. All 3 of them have great games here tonight, or they're going to struggle.
Well, good evening. If you're just joining us, it's the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament here in Turin, and it's Mexico taking on the host nation, Italy, the semifinals. And as you might imagine, this place is getting just a little crazy there with Pepe Poeta, who's going to be playing here in Turin next season. Marco Bellinelli, you see wearing the face mask. Italy haven't made it to the Olympics since 2004. They had a great run back in 2003 when they got 3rd place. They won the Eurobasket gold medal in 1999. Then they got to 3rd place in 2003, which allowed them to get to Athens. And then in Athens, I think they surprised a lot of people by making it to the final before losing to Manu Ginobili, Luis Scola in Argentina. So they are desperate to get back 12 years later. And it's a great opportunity for these players to play in front of the home crowd in a big tournament. And we're going to have a playing of the national anthems for both teams, starting with Mexico. So that was the Mexican national anthem, and now the Italian national anthem. National team competitions, that's what it's all about. You get the national anthems, and it's never better than when the home team is playing. Sergio Valdiomillos on the left and Ettore Messina on the right. Those guys need no introduction. And obviously the players, you know, a lot of them, Mexico, come in as underdogs, so much so as you look at Gigi Datome, the captain of Italy, that Atso Petrovic, the Croatian coach, basically says 99% Italy will win this game. So we'll have to wait and see. Puerto Rico, Serbia, and Lithuania have given us our referees tonight. Jorge Vazquez from Puerto Rico, Milivoje Jovcic from Serbia, and Jurgis Larinavicius from Lithuania. And Valdiomillos, what a great job. I mean, purely on results, if you look, 2013, leading Mexico to the FIBA Americas Championship title. Here's his roster. And a lot of these guys obviously played in that team, the FIBA Basketball World Cup team of 2014, and then last year that finished fourth at the FIBA Americas Championship. Hector Hernandez, the captain, maybe we can expect to get a little bit more from him. He's going to start again along with Lorenzo Mata, who's been in foul trouble quite a bit, and it would help if he was perhaps on the court. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, Lorenzo Mata has a plus-minus, as a positive, one of few Mexican players that's like that. But his limits, minutes have been limited, as you said. So changing the starting lineup, they've gone a lot smaller. They're going to start the twin point guard lineup of Paul Stoll and Jorge Gutierrez alongside Paco Cruz, who's been absolutely
phenomenal,
brilliant in the last couple of games. But it is going to ask the question how they're going to match up with the size of the Italian guards. So maybe a bit of zone early from Mexico.
Well, look at this Italy squad. And Daniel Hackett down there, number 23, played at Southern California. If anybody's watching over in the USA, obviously he's been with this national team for a while. He'll be in the starting lineup. He was terrific the other night against Croatia when push came to shove. Gallinari, Datome, Bargnani, and Bellinelli. You know all about these guys. Bellinelli's been playing with a broken cheekbone. He gets asked about it every day. And I think he's just showing you just got to fight through the pain barrier. He said there's no other solution. I have to play. I want to get to the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on the other games as we look at the two key performers today. Daniel Hackett, the Italian point guard. These numbers do not represent what an impact Daniel Hackett has. For me, he was the reason they beat Croatia. Tremendous on the defensive end. Jorge Gutierrez, his numbers much better, but at the same time, you know, he needs to extend his influence. I don't like it when Coach Valdiomillos takes him off the ball. I think that takes away from his game, so it'll be interesting to see what type of role he has. But to go back, you know, the Italian team playing here at home, huge fan base in attendance, but this may well be the last opportunity for a number of these Italian starters, a number of the key performers to ever play in the Olympic Games. So, you know, the pressure is on, and Coach Messina will know this.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching. We're at nighttime here. It's 9 o'clock in Turin, the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament, and it's the semifinal between Italy and all their NBA stars going up against a Mexico team that's trying to prove they belong and that they can get to the Olympics. Both of these teams know they have to win tonight, and then they have to come back out again tomorrow and beat a very, very good Croatia team. Croatia winning earlier today against Greece to get into that final. And we're off. And Mexico in the red attacking the basket to the left. Start off with possession here. Italy in the white. Paco Cruz looking for some space. He's going to take it to Gallinari. He's going to pull up on the baseline, and he's going to hit it. Boy, he's been impressive, hasn't he?
I mean, every time I see Paco Cruz play, he produces. Shots like that are easy for him.
Interesting. Gutierrez, who played for the Hornets this past season, guarding Bellinelli, who's been traded to the Charlotte Hornets.
Gutierrez known as a great defender. That's why he's probably got that matchup. Bellinelli arguably been the most influential offensively of the Italian players.
Well, Gallinari misses his first. He just hasn't gotten off, and the rest of his game really doesn't click if he's not scoring. Tough shot by Gutierrez. Now here comes Hackett. He chases it down. They got a little break. Hands it off to Bellinelli. Datome right at the line. Good!
Positive sign for Italy. Datome has struggled in this tournament. Fantastic season in the European League, but he has not had a good tournament so far. Very much a fan favourite though, so they'll be happy to see him start off the game well. MVP
of the Turkish finals with Fenerbahce. Apparently he's lost a little bit of weight. Hector Hernandez, and that was short. Now Hackett. Gallinari puts up another one. And Mata with the rebound. Mata played at UCLA. So a lot of these Mexicans have those college connections. There's Gutierrez. And hands it off to Paul Stoll, and Stoll got in for the reverse layup but missed. Now Bargnani. And Lorenzo Mata is a foul magnet. I mean, he just picks them up.
That's the problem, isn't it? You know, cheap fouls all the time.
That was the Datome jump shot. So that's good for him because he started slowly in this tournament, but he hit a couple of big ones the other night. Oh, and the inbounds pass to Bargnani, breakdown.
Yeah, Mexico tried to slip into the zone, fell apart. Not sure who it was who was supposed to be covering that. It's not a good start. You don't want to let the crowd get into this. You don't want to give Italy confidence in the early stages if you're Mexico. You know, make it an ugly game.
Paco Cruz puts up a three. And the ball goes out of bounds. And the Mexican fans looking on. There aren't that many here because they couldn't get any tickets. This has been on the agenda for quite a while here in Turin. Gallinari drives in the lane, goes up with the left hand.
Gallinari is just such a versatile athlete. Hector Hernandez is going to struggle tonight. He's given up size, but also he's probably given up a little bit of speed as well. And I think it's the right course from Italy. They're trying to get those guys that have, you know, struggled, not played as well so far in this tournament going early.
Stoll for three, good!
It's a tough shot for Stoll. Like I say, Stoll, Gutierrez, Paco Cruz, all going to have big games. They will carry the load for Mexico offensively.
Tome whips it out to Hackett. Now he's going to try to back in Stoll. Turns. And Cruz, and now a 3-on-2 break for Mexico. Bounce pass, Gutierrez gets it back outside. The swing it to Hernandez. Rims out.
Yeah, they'll take that. That's Mexico, though. They'll run, they'll shoot threes. That's how they like to play.
We've seen Bargnani much more comfortable outside, as is his reputation. Well, he's fighting down low Mata, and now Mata's picked up a second foul.
Mata's got to be smart. The 2 fouls he's picked up, nothing. You know, he's got to do a better job kind of denying Bargnani the ball. But at the same time, Bargnani is not a post threat. He likes, as you said, to operate with the jump shot. So Mata's got to know his value to this team. Offensive foul, though.
Offensive foul. Turns it back over to Mexico, and Israel Gutierrez is going to come in for Lorenzo Mata. And Tori Messina looks on. So at least Mata was able to draw a foul from Bargnani before he exited.
I mean, Israel Gutierrez did a great job the other night, but it's just the offensive end where he's not quite as good as Mata.
Stoll gets at the line. Gallinari, just noticeable the size with this lineup. The size disadvantage for Mexico.
We're going to try and post Gallinari here against Paco Cruz. Mexico might have to double this.
Pass it back out to Hackett. And back to Bellinelli now for three. And that was a push on Datome, or no, it's on Mexico. May have been Gutierrez.
Number 8?
Oh no. Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. So it was good possession for Mexico. They doubled the low post. They gave up the 3 to Hackett.
Bargnani open for the jump shot.
Twice they've tried to go to the zone out of bounds, and twice they've just given up wide open shots.
And Gutierrez gets inside, gets it back. Now Datome comes up with it in the open floor and has it taken away by Paul Stoll. Here comes Stoll quickly to Gutierrez, and he's fouled out on the perimeter by Hackett. Got to watch those guards. They'll pick your pockets.
There you go. See, second time they've gone zone. They've just fallen asleep, Mexico. I think Gutierrez will like the matchup against Datome, though. And try and exploit that. Datome's not the best defender.
Cruz, another jump shot for him.
I mean, he like I say, he impresses me. He played in Latvia last year. You know, I think he's ready to play at a great level.
And now Gallinari puts up a 3. Go! Finally, Gallo. Over to Hernandez now. Quickly to the corner, Stoll. Hernandez goes past Bellinelli, and that's going to be, I think, goaltending. Did they block that after it went off the backboard?
Yeah, absolutely. Referee's already given that one. Great ball movement from Mexico, isn't it? They spread the floor, the 4 perimeter-type players, and, just unselfish play of the guards to reverse to Hernandez, who, I've given him a hard time, perhaps, struggling to guard Gallinari, as many do, but Hector Hernandez is a good offensive player. He averaged 16 and a half at the Centro Basket tournament. So, he has the ability to fill it up if he gets going.
So they have indeed counted the basket. Goes to 11-9, so a chance for a three-point play for Hector Hernandez. And Gallinari looks like he may have taken a blow. So he's getting some treatment. And Hernandez, the captain, makes it. Remember, Mexico led Greece at halftime in their last game, but then faded in the second half. They just couldn't control Antetokounmpo. And now the reach, and Gutierrez defensively goes in, makes a play for Mexico, and couldn't finish. But look at him get after it. They're hustling. They're scrapping. And they've got a jump ball. Jorge Gutierrez, you said it. He's known for his defense, and he's come out and proved it already.
I mean, there's a reason he plays in the NBA. He's not a great three-point shooter. He doesn't have extended range, but, he's a terrific on-the-ball defender, and usually he's a very good finisher at the ring. He's missed a couple of ones he would have expected to score so far in this game already. And the referees just want to calm this one down here, I think. They just send the teams to the benches.
Former Pac-10 Player of the Year at California. Golden Bears, Gutierrez. And Alessandro Gentile.
So a question for you. A game between the dads for the Italian national team, who wins? Gallinari's father played professionally. Gentile's father played for the Italian national team. Daniel Hackett's father played professionally in Italy as well. It's a tough matchup right there.
That is indeed. Okay, so we've seen him hit one, Gallinari. Now he's going to put the ball on the deck, go to the basket, and he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line.
And that is what he does extremely well. Sergio
Valdiomillos looks on with a bemused look. And maybe you can understand why. There was a little bit of contact there with the body. Oftentimes in international basketball, you let him play there.
Yeah, if you look at Daniel Hackett's stats, though, he had just a tremendous season with the Nuggets.
You mean Gallinari?
Gallinari, excuse me. 19 and a half points a game, but he got to the line 13 times per game this season. And that's where he gets a lot of his points. The ability to break people down, the post up as well. He earns a living from the free throw line.
Now, Pepe Pueta, who's going to be playing here for the hometown club, Torino, has checked in the game. He's on Paul Stoll right now. He didn't get that many minutes in the last game for Italy. Here's Cruz. And Cousine, who's come into the game, picks up the foul.
There's Pueta out there because of Hackett, having the bang on the hip, though, when he got the treatment. Have to check in. I don't think they mind going to him early either. He sets the tone. Gets everybody else involved, passes the ball, great defender. He brings that energy as well.
Gutierrez puts the ball on the deck, puts up a jumper, and Bellinelli looks up the floor.
First time he's touched it, isn't it, Bellinelli? But very good box out on the switch.
And the pass to Cousine. They get it over to Gentile. Now Gallinari wide open. Got it! Second jump shot for Gallinari.
We said about the team play of Mexico. How's that as a response from Italy? The head fake from Gentile and then the unselfish play to find Gallinari, who started very strongly here. Double figures already.
Stoldo left open, and the ball bounces over the backboard. And they really are going to rely on that perimeter game tonight, Mexico, because with Gustavo Ayllón not being with his team, deciding not to play this summer for personal reasons, making that decision just a few days before the start of the tournament. I mean, it was difficult after he played for Real Madrid, but he was their battering ram down low. So really more and more dependency on those guards.
Well, you can see it because they've, you said they've played out on the perimeter, so they've gone even smaller. As Toscano comes in.
Oh, Bellinelli almost fouled Toscano, grabbed his shirt, but
he's going to attack.
And technical foul on
Bellinelli.
Goodness gracious. Not for the shirt tug.
No.
Just for said something.
Yeah, he turned around and shouted towards the official as they're running back down the floor. And this is second foul. So, I say, Mexico gone very small. Hector Hernandez, who is now playing the 5 position for them. Toscano essentially at the 4, and then the 3 guard front of Cruz, Gutierrez, and Stoll still remains on the floor.
And Nicolo Melli has come in for Italy. Number 9, he's been one of their most impressive players, but Bellinelli's been kind of one of their steady players, really. He's kind of had an interesting start tonight. Adrian Zamora's coming in, number 15, so he's going to replace Cruz, but for how long?
Well, it makes him a bit bigger, doesn't it? I was just thinking, you looked at the lineups on the floor. Italy had 4 players taller than anyone on the floor for Mexico, so it's going to be interesting to see how they went against each other. But now a bit more balance for Mexico.
Well, this is the big stage for Gutierrez. You can see he's really enjoying being out there. Here he goes. Hands it off to Zamora, who comes right in and makes a little jump hook.
Finish from Zamora, but all about the penetration of Gutierrez.
And we know what Toscano can do. He can really come up with some big plays. Now Datome open and fouled in the corner. Datome. Made some big shots against Croatia. Now, Valdiomillos here, the coach of Mexico, comes from Spain. And in fact, he just coached Estudiantes in the top flight there. But he's had a lot of success with Mexico.
You talked about it before the broadcast, about the success Mexico have had over the last few years, maybe World Cup 2014, and one basket, 1 point away from winning the Centro Basket Championships a couple of weeks ago, losing out to Puerto Rico. Just got a fabulous win in the Belgrade Olympic qualifying tournament.
Yeah, the Americas teams, you can't take them lightly. And it's USA is so dominant that they don't really play in the FIBA Americas Championship because they usually qualify for the Olympics or the World Championship as the champions of those. So, but certainly Canada as well, playing for an Olympic spot down in Manila. Here's Stoll, and that was a bit long. Gentile. And good hustle back from Stoll.
They're going to spread the offense. Good to see the intent from Mexico. They got it into Stoll's hands. Everybody just waiting for him to break his man down. Settled for the three instead.
Hackett's back out there, so after the blow to the hip, so free throws now coming with both teams in the bonus. Gentile, how do you rate the tournament that he's had so far?
I don't think he's had a great tournament. He's a good scorer. That's what he brings to the game, but only 5 points a game.
Last year at the Eurobasket, Datome got injured in the first game, and Gentile played even more minutes, and you almost wonder maybe if that's had an impact.
Gentile hasn't even hit a three in this tournament. So wherever he's gone, he's always found a way to score points. He was sick on opening night. That's what we found out after the game. You could see he was struggling.
Here's Gutierrez again and fumbles it out of bounds. Couldn't hold it. He made his move.
It's just been unlucky, Gutierrez. He's turned the corner a couple of times, hasn't finished, or he also just lost it there.
Now remember, Mexico, Lloyd, hosted last year's FIBA Americas Championship. And if they'd reached the final, they would have qualified for the Olympics, but they lost to Argentina in the semifinal. And then they lost at the buzzer to Canada in the third place game, the bronze. Foul called against Mexico.
Good work here from the sideline. Gutierrez is getting frustrated. Missed a couple of shots, and he feels like he's been fouled that hasn't been called on this end. He's just picked one up, so Coach Valdemiros has just pulled him out for a second.
Well, you're at the end of the quarter, so it's a good time.
Just let him cool off, relax. He's frustrated at the moment. That's going to translate into the offensive end. So it brings Paco Cruz back in, brings Orlando Mendez, who's had a great tournament as well off the bench. Yeah,
they're plus. Yeah. They're winning when he's on the floor.
Yeah, those two, Paco Cruz and Orlando Mendez, are the two guys that have got, real pluses in the plus-minus.
Gentile makes one of two. So Italy 5 of 8 at the line. Toscano. And ball. Good hustle there from Datome. Here's the applause.
I love him here, don't they? Gigi Datome. Huge cheer when he came out to warm up 90 minutes before the start of this game.
So Mendez is going to inbound the ball. Does he get it in? Boy, that was a long 5. Mendez goes to his left, hands it off to Zamora, gets it back. Bounce pass to Zamora, goes up for the dunk, and it's denied. Now Hackett to Cuisine. Over to Datome, who lays it up and misses.
Oh, how did that roll out? Beautiful basketball from Italy. Sideline break. Datome is the trailer right down the middle.
Final seconds ticking off, and Cruz isn't going to get a shot off. Not sure he was fully aware of the amount of time that was on the board, but Italy lead it after one, 19-13. Mexico almost cutting into that deficit, but great block by Italy. Lloyd, from a shooting standpoint, we've seen Italy miss some, so those numbers could be even bigger. And the rebounding clearly is an issue for Mexico already, 13-4 in favor of Italy.
Absolutely, Jeff. I was just looking over all of the numbers. Really, the 7 fouls might come back to hurt Mexico a little bit. Something that missed it. Israel Gutierrez has picked up 2 fouls as well. So both the starting center and the backup center essentially have picked up 2 fouls for Mexico in an area they're not deep. Both of those guys really playing out of position more than anything. So that's something that might come back to haunt them later in the game. But I think both teams will be okay with the start. Italy will be happy. They had no major problems. They've a slender lead, a 6-point lead, played pretty well. But then for Mexico, they would be expecting, I don't think they would expect to come out and blow Italy away in the first quarter. I think they know they're going to come to down to the wire, just try and sneak it in the fourth quarter. So they'll stay within distance. They haven't shot it particularly well. Just 1 of 6 from the three-point line, Mexico, and they're a team that can spurt. They can go on big runs to get themselves back into a game.
Well, you're looking live inside the Paralimpico here in Turin, Italy. It's the semifinal of the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. One of 3 that's going on right now. There's also one in Belgrade, Serbia, and there's also another one in Manila, the Philippines. And right now it's Italy on top of Mexico, 19-13. Bounce pass to Zamora, and that's going to be goal interference again. And was there a foul? No. There was a foul as well. So are they going to count the basket?
No. 2 shots for Zamora.
So just 2 shots. So the winner of this game will play Croatia tomorrow, and the winner of that game will qualify for the Olympics. So stakes really could not be any higher in this game. And Mexico staying within touch. There you see Stoll on the left and Toscano on the right on the bench watching. And Zamora just makes 1 of 2.
Deep into their bench early here, Mexico. They sometimes don't get this far into the bench.
Oh, Hackett, spin move. And Zamora came over to help out. But there was a foul. Marco Ramos as well is checked into the game for Mexico.
It's a shame Mendez fouled him because I think Zamora had that clean block there.
Cousine comes out. Bargnani back in. See the look at the replay. And now Hackett misses the free throw, and you can hear the crowd growing a little restless here at the line with the 5 of 9 so far for Italy. We're back to a 6-point lead. Hector Hernandez was the player that really carried Mexico at the Central Basket before this tournament in Panama. And Paco Cruz has it knocked out of his hands. He says he was fouled, but the referee just awards the ball to Italy. And now chance of Italia, Italia. Bargnani's going to back up Zamora, and Zamora's going to foul coming from behind. So it really is a case of I think we'll probably see Garibay at some point as well coming in. Another center. There's Bellinelli adjusting his face mask.
Second on Zamora now.
And Pietro Ardori is going to come into the game for Gentile. Now, is the applause for Gentile or is it for Ardori?
It's for Ardori.
Yeah, he's done well for Italy, hasn't he? Played very well at the Eurobasket last year.
Got a zone that time from Mexico.
Hackett whips it over to Melli. Oh, back to Hackett. Quick pass inside! And Melli goes up for the two-handed rim rocker.
Oh, what movement off the ball, Nicolo Melli. And again, credit to Hackett on that pass.
Mendez over to Paco Cruz, wide open. Go! Well, they've got to hit those shots, don't they? Yeah. If they're open threes.
Yep, the three-point shot is going to be a weapon. It's going to be a key one for Mexico. They have to win that battle.
Bargnani and Zamora's just picked up his third foul.
Why? I mean, how many times has Bargnani hurt them in the low post here in this game? He hasn't done it. I'm not sure why they keep fouling him. The discipline of being able to use the fouls. We see it over and over in this tournament. We see it over and over in international basketball. It's one of the big things for Croatia as we see Melli throwing it down. I think they just do a tremendous job not fouling Croatia.
They find Melli again on the 2-3 zone defense, and this time Italy don't capitalize. Mata gets inside. Oh, and he misses a layup. And Hackett fouled by Cruz. You know, Vadiolmios has spoken about this before, that it's important that Mexico are here and taking part in this tournament. I mean, they have not come here as one of the favorites to win this thing. But they are getting vital international experience. But just imagine if Gustavo Ayllón had been able to play. That would have been an interesting wrinkle to this team, without question. Now Melli drives in, puts it up off the glass. He's really been impressive.
Well, he's come off a tremendous club season this year. Moved out of Italy for the first time, went to Germany. Really thrived for Coach Tincheri and Borussia Baskets.
Borussia Baskets Bamberg. There's Mendez. Good.
What a move from Mendez. He's lost Melli on the dribble. Melli ran in circles, still couldn't get close to him.
Well, Marco Ramos going to have to play serious minutes tonight, it appears. And they called a foul on Hernandez, who took exception to it, as did the bench, and the ref looked like he was going to perhaps call it technical. So Gutierrez is going to come back into the game. That was Hernandez on the previous play guarding Melli. Ramos comes out. The thing about Gutierrez is he really does bring some toughness to the team, so you need him on the court as much as possible. Matome makes the first. Misses the second, and Gallinari was able to get the offensive rebound. And that just cannot happen when you've got Mata in the game.
Hernandez just fell asleep.
Now Mata's got to be careful he doesn't pick up his third. And it's time. And a foul called on Gallinari.
You're lucky, Mexico. Hernandez fell asleep on the box out. He just assumed Gallinari wasn't coming. Gallinari went to run back down the floor and then realized he could get the rebound. Mata got lucky here. He wasn't quite straight. And Gutierrez cleared it up for him. This is the time. It'd be interesting to see who plays the point for Italy as Hackett goes out. It's probably going to be Gentile. And will they put Gutierrez on him to try and hound him up the floor, see if they can get any joy from that?
I think it could be Tonut, the youngster that was added to the team. We shall see. He might play off the ball.
I'll go Gentile, and if it is Tonut, I would definitely put Gutierrez on him up the floor.
And Cruz is like a points machine.
Yeah.
You're right. It is Gentile.
Yeah, I think they switch this matchup, put Mendez on Ariadore, and then Gutierrez try and really hound him, see if they can get them Italy out their rhythm offensively.
Mexico doing a good job, just down by 4. Bargnani drives in.
That's gotten away with a foul as well. I mean, why he's reaching in, I'll never know. He's just got to play solid defense. Try and force Bargnani to make tough shots. That's all he can do.
Mendez. And Gutierrez flies in, keeps it alive, but the ball goes to Gallinari. Tonut comes in, passes, hands it off to Gentile. And Italy now getting some easy shots.
Mexico might need a timeout here. Lead stretched to 8 now. Largest of the game.
Good play by Cruz, goes behind the back to get some space and goes in. Boy, he can play with pretty much anybody. The only player that really caused him problems was Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I don't know what more he could have done to get a foul either. I mean, he took a hit, he got pushed, someone grabbed his shirt, and now they're going to call that on him. That's what gets players frustrated, because he was moaning the whole way back. You know, he's watched this drive. You know, he gets fouled right there with the hands, then he gets a little bump, then there may be another one at the end. He didn't get called any of those for him, and then he gets called for a real cheap one out in the backcourt to pick up his second.
And misses the first.
These fouls are going to hurt Mexico. They're already struggling with them anyway,
but kind of a developing subplot here. Italy now 7 of 13 at the free throw line. I mean, it's really helping Mexico stay in the game. 54%. And Tonut misses both. And now at 50%. So it's a pretty poor showing at the charity stripe for Italy. And Ariadore picks it up. Gutierrez to Mendez. There's Paco Cruz, option number 1. Can go to his left, kicks it back out, and it was stolen by Tonut, who makes amends for the missed free throws. Gentile just behind the free throw line, and Melli follows it, passes it back outside. Gallinari and Paco Cruz, the rebound, and Mendez. Sometimes they've got to slow it down. And then Gentile's pass tried to make it to the corner and just threw it out of bounds. Timeout. Italy lead at 29-23. Well, it's the Pala Olimpico in Turin, Italy. It's the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. And it's Mexico playing against Italy. Italy were probably the pre-tournament favorites, but Sergio Valdiolmios' team has come in here tonight after one win, beating Iran. They lost to Greece. And here they are, putting up a pretty decent battle against the Italians. And you can see that they're being out-rebounded. And I'm not sure that's a problem that's going to get any better.
No, No, I mean, the thing to consider for Mexico is Italy haven't missed lots of shots. They're shooting a good percentage, so there's not loads of rebounds for them to have. You know, they haven't got any offensive rebound, which is a problem. But that is kind of a product of the way they play. They spread the floor so much. And it was also a product of the fact that Mata, who's a very good offensive rebounder, has had to spend a lot of time on the bench. If you look at the stats coming in, Mexico only averaging 36 rebounds a game. Italy averaging 46 rebounds a game. So we expect
it's not a surprise.
Yeah, it's not a surprise. I mean, the size, the athleticism of Italy.
Gentile was anticipating. Cruz has it. Looks for some space. Now Hernandez back to Cruz, goes past and threw it over the head of Gutierrez. It's a lot of work just to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's perhaps one Paco Cruz should have shot.
Yeah, he had worked himself free. I just assumed he was going to shoot it.
Yeah, got to the edge of the lane. Shoot that little floater, but Gentile at the point still for Italy.
Gallinari short, and Mata with the rebound. Now Gutierrez in the open floor. He's going to slow it up. Nope, he's going to try to go past, and then he falls down, turns it over. Now it's a 3-on-1 break for Italy. And Aradori goes in.
I'll say Jorge Gutierrez just can't get it going, can he? Scoreless. He's created things offensively. He has been aggressive. 0-4, 2 turnovers though. Working for him right now. Mexico got to keep going to him though. He's got to continue to be aggressive. They'll live and die by him. If he goes into a shell, if he isn't involved, then Mexico have no chance in this game.
Mendez passes it back to Hernandez. Gutierrez over to Mendez. Nice pass. They end up with a wide open one for Cruz, but that time it was long.
No chance of an offensive rebound. Good job by Italy.
Tonu over to Gallinari, wide open, three-pointer, go! Well, it's clearly his best game here of the Olympic qualifying tournament, Danilo Gallinari.
Oh, what a great job from Italy to get him involved. Taken 9 shots already, way more than anyone else on the team.
Paco Cruz from the right, that's good.
And, Cruz is having a shootout with Gallinari. Cruz moves ahead of him now by 1, 14 points.
2 of 4 from three-point range. Gentile going at Mendez, and Gutierrez had his hand on the ball. Aradori, though, catches it, puts it up, and Mexico dodged the bullet. And Gentile then reaches in and commits the foul. Hernandez says, yeah, but he fouled me before you called that one too. Gentile comes out. Mata, Mendez, they come out. And Gutierrez comes back in. Gutierrez is going to come have a word. No, he's going to come over to the bench as well. So it's Stoll, Toscano, Cruz, Israel, Gutierrez, and Hernandez, while the Tome is back in for Italy.
Toscano needs to get involved here, trying to find some room to slice. Here he is.
Cruz bounce pass to Hernandez, and he traveled.
Good job from Melli. Didn't commit to Cruz, just kind of hedged over and then recovered just in time.
Gabriel Giron is coming in for Hector Hernandez. So a smallish lineup for Mexico. So that was the travel. And here's now Italy. 1:42 remaining and up by 8. Hackett, and good hands by Giron, but the ball went to the corner to where Aradori was. Now inside, and Melli, again, somehow Italy come up with the ball. And shot clock down to 1. Nope, they don't get it off in time. So Mexico rewarded for some good work defensively.
Close, wasn't it?
It was close.
Away, yeah.
No, I think they got it right. Here you go. Watch this. See, he hasn't left.
These officials spot on, aren't they?
But usually the scoreboard lights up.
Yeah.
Or is that? No, that's only at the end of the half.
Quarters.
Yeah. So 1:21 remaining, and Italy up by 8. Have you ever been to Mexico before?
No.
I've been. Went to Cancun. 9 of 18 inside the arc, Italy. Mexico 7 of 16. And both teams have hit 3 3-pointers.
Well, we said Mexico got to win the three-point shooting battle. Right now they haven't. They're 3 of 9. Italy have made as many threes as them. And they've only taken 6. They're 3 of 6. So if Mexico don't win that battle, I don't see how they get back in this game. I don't see how they win. You know, they've got to hope, or they've got to find a way for Italy to miss, and they've got to make a lot of threes themselves. That's how they're going to get some points.
Well, Gallinari has hit all 3 3-pointers for Italy, and what has helped Mexico are the struggles of Italy at the free throw line. They're just 7 of 14. And, you know, Italy, it was interesting that Alexander Petrovic, the coach of Croatia, said we have the advantage now sitting back and watching Italy play Mexico. We've got 4 more hours to rest than Italy. So Italy going to have to come back tomorrow and play again. I don't know if that makes a big difference or not, but he thought that it did.
I don't see it being a problem. It's going to be 12,000 people here in this arena. If you're tired and you can't play in that environment for a chance to get to the Olympics, you don't deserve to be there.
Seven on the shot clock. Stoll. Heron. Little runner. And Gallinari fouled by Heron. And that'll mean free throws for Italy. So not a good foul.
Italy have got some offensive rebounds. That doesn't surprise me, the size they have. Sometimes when they're posting up the smaller guys as well. They only have 2 second chance points, however. But what's impressed me is how well they've rebounded defensively. They've just done an excellent job of really, you know, taking anything away from Mexico. They don't have an offensive rebound, so they don't have any second chance points at all in this game.
First one is good for Gallinari, who now has 14 points. Second one is good as well. So Italy back up by 10. Hackett out, Gentile back into the game. Paco Cruz. Stoll goes past. Oh, they find a little wraparound to Gutierrez. Nice play from Paul Stoll to Israel Gutierrez. Toscano getting the hands up on Gallinari over there. And Gentile calls the play. Melli's going to roll to the basket. Melli trying to post up Heron. Turns, puts it up. Good.
Well, they've had much better games out of Melli and Gallinari here, haven't they?
Now Paco Cruz doesn't mess around and gets it up in time, but that's how it finishes, 38-28 at the half. It's Italy on top of Mexico. Here's another look, one last time at Melli, who's been impressive. He's got 6 points. And Italy on top by 10 points.
The numbers, Mexico have to win that three-point battle. They're now 3 of 10. And Italy are doing a great job. They've only got 6 turnovers in the first half, and they have dominated on the glass, especially defensively. They've taken away the heart from Mexico. No cheap, easy second chance points for them. No easy points in transition off turnovers either, as Mexico have only scored 2 off turnovers. So good work from Italy. You know, I think Coach Messina will look at those couple of areas and be really pleased.
38-28, Italy on top of Mexico at halftime. Well, 38-28, Italy on top of Mexico here at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. We're at halftime, about 2.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. And really, Italy could even be further ahead than they are, but they've struggled a little bit at the free throw line, 9 of 16. And Sergio Valdiomillos, they're looking on, knowing that he's up against it. And it doesn't help now that all of his bigs are in foul trouble. But never say never. I mean, you know, Italy still has some work to do. There's 20 minutes. Danilo Gallinari, he's been excellent. Probably had his best game so far in the tournament. He's got 15 points. That's a game high 15, although Paco Cruz has been terrific as well for Mexico with 14. And Mexico needs some other guys to start stepping up and hitting some three-pointers probably to make this thing close. But they can't lead. They've had a couple of instances where they just didn't finish plays. And they really do need to play almost perfect basketball, Lloyd Gardner.
The three-point shot is the key. They can't go 3 of 10 if they're trying to beat Italy. Their strength is in their guard play. We said they need great games from Paul Stoll, Gutierrez, and Francisco Paco Cruz. All 3 of them need to step up. Cruz has had a great game, 14 points from him. Absolutely, you know, you can't ask for anything more, but Jorge Gutierrez, 0 points in that first half. He tried to be aggressive offensively. It just wasn't working for him.
Well, you see Ettore Messina coming out from the changing room or the locker room. And you know, when after last year's Eurobasket, Italy finished 6th. Now, if you're not familiar with how the European Championships or the Eurobasket works, last year only the finalists were going to make it directly to the Olympics, and then you had several teams chasing those Olympic qualifying spots. Italy were in the quarterfinals with another coach, Simone Pianigiani, and they lost in overtime to Lithuania, and they ended up finishing 6th, which meant they would play in a FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Then I can't remember if the order was they were awarded the tournament first and then Messina was appointed, or if Messina was appointed and then they were given the tournament. But when Messina came back, I mean, it really did kind of fill a lot of Italian basketball fans and players with hope. Nothing against Pianigiani, but you know, Messina is one of the all-time greats of European basketball, now an assistant coach with San Antonio, and he's come back to try to get Italy to the Olympics. They have to win this game, and they have to turn around and win tomorrow as well against Croatia. Well, welcome back to the Olimpico here in Turin, Italy. It's the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament, and it's Italy on top 38-28 against Mexico. The winner will play Croatia tomorrow for the right to go to the Rio Olympics. Gallinari, who's got 15 points, gets it out to Datome, and Datome puts it up and had a hand in the face by Gutierrez. Now Mexico look for a response. Still within striking distance, down 10. Paul Stoll, and that was off the front of the rim. And those are the shots you say that really need to go in for Mexico.
Yeah, Paul Stoll's another one. There's 4 points for him. He had that 1-3. Needs to find some offense.
Good hands from Paul Stoll to knock it out. I mean, he's a little bit undersized there guarding Hackett. Hackett's big and strong, and Paul Stoll just knocked it out of his hands.
Yeah, well, Daniel Hackett loves to go into the low post. He hasn't had any success against Mexico, though.
Bellinelli's been quiet, but there he is, the masked man.
Well, he went out early with those fouls, didn't he? Only played 8 minutes in the first half, and those are his first points, so look for him to have a big second half.
Stoll in the lane, explodes, puts up a difficult shot, and can't score with the left hand. Now Hackett over to Bellinelli. He doesn't hesitate. The three-pointer for Bellinelli.
He's been waiting the whole of the first half on that bench, itching to get out there.
Well, he picked up the 2 quick fouls, went over to the bench. Hernandez now, and it is going to get tough here for Mexico. They need to get something, and still can't get it to go. And Gutierrez falls on Gallinari. Bargnani kind of lifts him off. Sorry, it falls on Gallinari. Bargnani lifts him off. Here again is Bellinelli stroking the three-pointer. And you know, it's really only a matter of time. We talk about the Mexican shooters. It's only a matter of time before all the Italians start doing it. Not sure what Paul Stoll was talking to Gallinari about.
Gallinari thought he'd been punched in the face. And I think he was just asking Paul Stoll what happened. He wasn't particularly clear. Paul Stoll said that someone fell on top of you. Bellinelli is looking very active. He's got the
look.
Yeah, he does.
Turn around on the baseline. And Zamora. Ball's going to go back over to Mexico. Bargnani thought it went off of Zamora. There's Nicola Melli. He's had a good first half.
Zamora picked up his 4th foul on the previous possession, and he remains in the game.
Well, they just don't have any options.
He's played 6 minutes. He's got 4 fouls. Matt has played 10 minutes. He's got 2. So
I don't know why Paul Stoll is doing that. Just pick it up.
Clock hasn't started.
I know, but what does it matter?
Just trying to save a couple of seconds.
Hernandez drives in, puts it up, and chases it down. Good hustle from Hector Hernandez. Paul Stoll to Paco Cruz, and boy, steps out of bounds. It's amazing how many times that happens in basketball.
It's the back foot goes back. So Cruz will have the ball 2 feet together, and then he'll try to go take like a little step back to get momentum, to get the push off, and that's where he goes out of bounds. I mean, we've said it almost every game this third period. So often we've seen big runs happen in this third period that have influenced the game. And you just get the sense that Italy are ready to break this one open, don't you, the way they've started.
Well, they don't want to mess around. They want to punch their ticket. And nice read from Paco Cruz. 2-on-2 break. Cruz, and did not make the right decision there. Now it's the 2-on-2 break for Italy. Gallinari, and great defense from Hector Hernandez.
Plenty of errors both ways, really.
Yeah, how not to execute a 2-on-2 fast break. First exhibit Mexico, and then Italia. Hernandez drives in, puts it up, and that is a strong move from the captain, El Capitan.
Brilliant move from Hernandez, isn't it?
In all honesty, Hernandez has been so anonymous by his lofty standards in this Olympic qualifying tournament that anything you get from him right now is a bonus. Maybe he can really step up. We've almost kind of forgotten about him.
Well, he had a decent game against Greece, but in the first game, we expected big things from him because he had played so well in the Centro basket and he did nothing. But then last game, quietly, he had 14 points and 7 rebounds. You almost didn't really notice it.
You're right, I didn't notice it.
No, he went 4 of 8 for 3 though. So.
Yeah, he had a good run. I mean, in the first half, Mexico led Greece at halftime, and then the Antetokounmpo effect changed things. So back to 43-31, Mexico still hanging around. Gallinari. Probably the most comfortable spot on the court for him.
Yeah. He loves that. Just a little short jump shot.
Paco Cruz. And can't get it to fall that time. Now Pepe Poeta. Gallinari. And the ball bounces over the backboard and corralled by Paco Cruz. Toscano coming in, next dead ball for Mexico. Gutierrez goes behind his back. Over to Hector Hernandez. Count it! There he goes.
Here comes Hector. He's got 9 now.
He was saying, go get Hector out, Toscano, and now Hector's just shot himself some more minutes. Bargnani. And good job from Paco Cruz, scrapping with Datome. Nice pass inside. Postal puts it up and in with a reverse. And Mexico get it back into single digits, the deficit.
Well, we know they can spurt, and there it is. What is it? 7 very quick points for Mexico.
Timeout, 45-36. Italy on top of Mexico. Well, Italy have gone up by 15 points, but here comes Mexico. They've cut the deficit back to 9 and forced Italy to take a timeout. Would this be a colossal upset if Mexico were to come back and win this game?
What's a word bigger than colossal?
Gigantic?
Yeah, I absolutely.
Or as they say in your part of the world, ginormous?
Absolutely. I think Italy have been so comfortable. You know, everything in the first half that you'd have looked for, they didn't really look, as though they had struggled in any area. Mexico had played well. It wasn't as though Italy had blown them away, but they're not going to blow Mexico away. The game of basketball's never done. We saw a team just come back from 24 down to take the lead in our last game. So
Ball stole out on Gentile. A little bit of a height mismatch with Gallinari and Stoll. Now they switch. Erodori, good! Well, just finds some space and drills it. 4 points for him. Much better player than people realize, I think, except for those in Italy. Gutierrez draws the foul from Erodori. It's just because his name isn't in the big lights, big bright lights of the NBA, or, you know, he plays a high level here.
Erodori can score. He's a great player to have off the bench if you're Italy. He's the type of player, game's not going well, you can put him in, he can get you 6-8 points in a hurry. You know, just change the way things are going sometimes.
And Gutierrez struggles.
Still hasn't scored, Gutierrez. We highlighted him before the game, averaging 12.5 a game, said he needed a big one. I mean, if you'd told Mexico they'd be within 10, and he's only got 1 point halfway through the third quarter, I think they'll take it.
Well, Cruz on Gentile. Gentile gets in there. Toscano with the rebound. Quickly to Gutierrez again. Explodes, puts it up and in, and that's the pace, the speed of Gutierrez. And you said it, Lloyd, they've got to get something out of him.
It was 45-31 just a second ago, 2 minutes ago.
Oh, tough pass. Gutierrez ducks it away. He's going to go in, and I don't think they're going to stop him. No, and the follow from Toscano, and here come the Mexicans.
A 10-2 run in 2.5 minutes for Mexico. I said all tournament long, they can spurt with the best of them. They're never out of a game.
And there's no need to reach for Toscano. He's just got to move his feet. Gentile gets inside, puts it up, and takes the foul. And Mexico will be happy to send him to the line.
It's a good foul from Toscano. It's a change in defense from Mexico. They've gone very small indeed. You know, Toscano and Hernandez on the inside, and they've just switched every screen going. Tried to keep the guards out on the perimeter. Hernandez around the basket as much as possible to rebound. He got himself right back into this one. So Italy have had to respond with a small lineup of their own now.
Well, instead of forcing the issue with bigs, maybe this is what they should have done all along. Gentile. And it rims out. And unease. You feel the unease in the Paralimpico, don't you?
A couple of whistles and cheers.
And meanwhile, Alexander Petrovic just sits back, the Croatia coach, relaxes.
And says Italy are going to win, no problem anyway.
He says 99% Italy are winning this game.
He says Mario Hezonja's already guarding Daniel Hackett at the start of the game tomorrow, so it's written in stone for Croatia.
And that's, quite frankly, just not respecting Mexico, is it? I guess everybody's entitled to their opinion. 7 points to lead.
Mexico done this without Paco Cruz as well. Hasn't scored second half.
And foul coming from behind on Nicola Melli. Cruz eludes Bellinelli. Now he's going to take it right at Melli. Bounce pass inside to Toscano. Back to Stoll. Over to Cruz. Puts it up and in, but is it a 3-second violation? Or no? What have they called?
3-second violation.
3 seconds on Toscano.
Too many passes.
Chance of Mexico. Mexico ringing through the Paralimpico now. Oh, Bellinelli just bounces off the face mask. And now a foul committed by Bellinelli in the backcourt. And quite clearly Lloyd, I mean, you know, Valdiomillos is incensed because his guy was off to the races. is it almost an unsportsmanlike there?
Well, it has to be an unsportsmanlike. Gutierrez is ahead of everybody. It's a clear 2 points that he's got, and he's been stopped from having that clear 2 points for an innocuous foul. If he's reached from behind and grabbed him, then it has to be an unsportsmanlike. There's no play on the ball. He's 3 steps ahead of everybody else.
And yet they'll call the 3 seconds on Mexico.
Incredible.
Por favor. Cruz up top. Gets inside, back to Hernandez. He collects it, he puts it up, short, and now Toscano chases back. So, a little unfortunate, a little unlucky there for Mexico, and they called a technical. You know, I'm just not, I don't know what to say really, Lloyd.
You do have some sympathy with Mexico, don't you? Let's have a look at this one. See, Gutierrez, he's saying that Bellinelli's coming into him, which is true, but what the official can see is Gutierrez's left arm wrapped around Marco Bellinelli. So that's what he can't do. If he didn't have the arm wrapped around him, then he would have a valid point. But the official, from where he's standing, he just sees that left arm. So in that case, it is a foul, whether Bellinelli's almost created the contact or not. And
what we don't know is what Gutierrez said.
Yeah, well, it's a technical after the foul for sure. The way he reacted, visual dissent to the call from the official.
Well, just as long as you call it both ways, that's all that matters. I don't think they do that. Hernandez comes out of the game. And now the pass to Meli, and he was surrounded, but a foul called, and that is going to be free throws now for Meli. So Mendez picks up the foul. Takes it back to 9. They've had their struggles at the line tonight, 12 of 20, but now they're 13 of 21, 62%. Bargnani and Gallinari looking on from the bench. Cruz going up against Bellinelli. What a great opportunity. Stoll explodes into the lane, tries to make the bounce pass to Zamora. It's knocked out of bounds with 5 on the shot clock. There's Amata looking on. So are they aware of the 5 seconds? We're about to find out. Toscano to Mendez, puts up a 3 and rims out. Had a good look. Tatome for 3, and nobody boxes out Meli.
They ran the screen, which put Paco Cruz on the switch and Nicola Meli, and look, you see on the offensive rebound, Cruz can't box him out. Meli too big, too strong, and that rebounding battle now starting to edge closer and closer towards Italy once again. 28-18, they have the advantage. They've got 5 offensive rebounds.
So Valdeolmillos tries to draw something up special here. Mexico just 4 of 14 from three-point range, and Italy 4 of 8. And that three-point shot really is the modus operandi of Mexico. So who knows? Maybe they'll get hot in the 4th quarter. Got 150 remaining in the 3rd here.
Well, The way they go to the post and they take it to the basket, Italy are always going to have the
look at
advance.
this.
Brilliant.
I don't know if that'll be a popular Halloween item.
So there he is, Bellinelli. He's had a quick fire. 6 points still coming out the second half, but they're getting to the line, Italy. They've got the huge size. The post-up game allows them to shoot more free throws, and that's where Mexico have to win the three-point battle to kind of equalize the advantage that Italy have, rebounding and getting to the line.
Paul Stoll really frustrated sitting on the bench talking about something with his coach. 10 seconds now. Gutierrez steps back, puts it up. Thing is, he's creating space to take his shots. He's just not knocking it down. Bellinelli. Now Datome looks for area. Here's Aladore. Bellinelli, pump fake, steps inside and drills it. And back to 14 points, the advantage.
That pump fake of his is so good, isn't it? I don't think I've seen a player be able to get the defender to bite as often as he does.
And tough pass from Hernandez to Gutierrez. And Toscano, but stops the fast break, but he's going to put him on the line. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that guy's back, didn't they?
You got to know the situation. Well, if they can go on and win this game, they will have a very tough one tomorrow, because I don't know, as Hackett misses the first, you know, taking on a team twice in the Olympic qualifying tournament and beating them is not going to be easy against Croatia, especially with Šarić and Bogdanović.
Yeah, they come in with a lot of confidence, didn't they, Croatia, after beating Greece today.
Look at that. What do we know? That was a good foul by Toscano. Mendez. Back to Cruz. On the shot clock. Oh, nice play by Cruz. And Gutierrez just cannot buy a basket.
It's an absolute nightmare. 3 points.
Final 15 seconds. Bellinelli's got it. Yeah, just 1 of 8 from the floor is Gutierrez. Meanwhile, Aradori hits the three. Mexico have to hurry. 3 seconds to Paco Cruz. Almost got it to go in. Well, I hate to say it. If you're a Mexico fan, things are starting to look bleak with this three-pointer from Aradori taking the lead to its biggest of the game. 17 points for Italy. Lloyd, if you look at 12 of 29 and consider that Gutierrez is 1 of 8 for Mexico, and he's not taking, I wouldn't say that was a difficult shot that he just missed.
No, they're all shots that he just consistently makes on a regular occasion. So it's just one of those days for him. 11-0 run for Italy to end that third quarter. And so often that period of play is a key, and Italy just stretched that lead out to the biggest of the game, 20-13 in the third quarter they were.
Well, if Mexico have been saving the best for last, it better be pretty doggone good, because they trail by 17 points against Italy. The biggest lead of the game for the Italians here in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament semifinal. The winner, Ettore Messina hopes, will be his team, and that will put them in the final against Croatia.
It's going to have to be quick as well. They're going to have to throw some blows here in the early stages of the fourth.
Well, Gutierrez for three.
I thought Paul Stoll would have pulled the trigger. He had a bit of light. He doesn't need a second invitation.
Pass over to Hackett from Bellinelli. And fouled by Gutierrez. 4 fouls. What do you do?
You're going to have to pull him, maybe Orlando Mendes, or even go a bit bigger with Toscano, or even Marco Ramos, who's a gunner if he gets going.
Italy trying to get back to the Olympics. And there is Melli, alley-oop pass.
What a pass from Benelli. As soon as he caught it, got it away instantly. The lob, just great recognition of where his teammate was, where he needed to put the pass.
Paco Cruz drives in. Well, they're not giving up the ghost yet. 17.
His first points for Paco Cruz in the second half, though.
Alley-oop pass, and Hackett couldn't quite control it. Now Stoll catches the pass from Hernandez, and he was fouled by Nicolo Melli. Adrien Zamora in the game. Gutierrez remains in the game. Here we go. Paco Cruz couldn't quite control it. He looks for a foul, but I think he just couldn't control it. Poeta. Bellinelli. Datome post up Stoll, and Datome was blocked by Zamora, and that's going to be it for him, I think.
Yeah, and he'll foul out in 11 minutes. We haven't seen Macho at all in the second half, have we? Still one.
So Israel Gutierrez is going to come in, and Zamora's night ends. So 17 points, and Datome so the fouls really accumulated early on for Mexico, and they're starting to go. He's the first to go.
Quick post-game snap on the bench already.
Second one is good for Datome. Hernandez. Nice pass from Hernandez to Paco Cruz. And now Stoll just takes it right away. He picks the pocket of Pepe, and then he goes down and earns a trip to the line.
Stoll won't give this up. He loves big occasions.
Here's a great pass from Hernandez. So Mata, Toscano, and Garibay looking on from the bench. And Stoll. Now, Gutierrez's struggles perhaps contagious. Stoll just with 6 points. Misses the free throw. Takes a deep breath. And misses both.
Just every time you think there's a glimmer for Mexico, something goes wrong.
Well, Paul Stoll will look back on this experience, no matter what happens, as positive. Chance to play at this level in front of this type of crowd, take on the teams that he's been able to play, and Mexico will be looking to get better from this experience. It's not to say this is over, but that's the reality. You gotta make it to this tournament first to compete, and they've been able to compete. Now the pass inside to Melly.
Bellinelli's turning into the assist king here. Fourth quarter, just spraying passes around. 4 assists for him.
Bellinelli to Melly. And Stoll's pass this time taken away. Melly. And now goes to Bellinelli. And that's better for Italy. And they are really starting to run away from Mexico. Gutierrez sets the pick. Now Gutierrez finds Paco Cruz. And Paco Cruz goes in with the left hand. Nice follow. No, he doesn't get it to go, Gutierrez, but now Jorge Gutierrez misses again.
Another look that so often he makes.
Now Datome for 3. Good. And Valdiomillos calls timeout. Mexico's Olympic dreams are really starting to fade now. 69-45 with 6:20 remaining. Datome strokes the three-pointer.
If you think coming in, Italy have played well in their 2 games. They had the victory over Tunisia, then they had the victory. They had the victory over Croatia. Then they beat Tunisia as well. But they hadn't had great performances from numerous players. But if you look today, well, Gallinari has had his best game, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Nicolo Melli, his best game, 14 points and 6 rebounds. Datome, his best game with 9 points. You know, a lot of players have had their best game of the tournament here tonight, and that's a great sign for Italy going in. You know, not looking forward too early, but looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, and the three-point shot you can see there, just not falling for Mexico.
Well, we've said it repeatedly, haven't we? If they're going to shoot 25%, they're going to struggle. Not only have they shot 25%, Italy have shot 60%, and Italy have just dominated them on the glass as well. The thing that worries me for Mexico is the body language. You look at them, I don't know if they believe right now that they can make this margin back in 6 minutes.
It's only 8 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Just get a few stops, stroke a few threes, get it closer.
You're going to have the belief, though, and their body language hasn't been great through that timeout and through the last kind of, couple of possessions. Italy just looks so comfortable. There are 6 players on Mexico.
Menendez, Garibay now into the game. Garibay. And Poeta commits the foul. That is 3 team fouls on Italy. 2 fouls on Poeta. Garibay going to go right at, and I try to make the pass to Toscano, gets it back. Bellinelli over to Tonu, and now Tonu almost had it stolen, and picks it up and puts it up and in.
And it's your night, isn't it? Italy, they make the bad pass, just bounces right back to them for a wide open layup.
Now 71-45.
Poeta's the only player that's got on the floor that hasn't scored for Italy.
Here he is, gets the steal, gets it to Bellinelli for the dunk. Masked Marco Bellinelli. And just sit back and enjoy it, Italy. But you better be ready, because probably going to have a tough one coming up tomorrow. Stoll. Poeta over to Tonu. Now Tonu for three. Paco Cruz. Step back three for Stoll. Just won't fall.
Anything. Crowd is begging for Poeta to take a couple of shots here.
Cruzin over to Datome. And Paco Cruz reaches in and gets it. Drives in, and nice play by Paco Cruz.
Yet again, what a game from Paco Cruz. 20 points, 6 rebounds.
He's raising eyebrows. I find it hard to believe. Not that I want him to leave the Baltics, but why is he not playing in Spain, for example?
Yeah,
he's got some game.
He had a solid year in Riga, double figures for them over the course of the year.
Antonio collects it, ball goes out of bounds, turns it back over. Here's Poeta, giving it to Bellinelli for the jam. Gentile comes in. Where's Cherby? We need to get him in there for Italy. Hector Hernandez comes out. And the fans appreciating, as you can see, the efforts of Bellinelli. He will contend for the MVP honor along with Bogdanovic and Šarić, I would guess. Paco Cruz steps up, and Gentile with the rebound. Good hands from Mexico, but Italy get it back. Poeta.
This place is going to go crazy if he hits it three.
Gutierrez at the line. Gutierrez for three. Good. Well, you got to keep shooting it. And he knocks it down. Gutierrez. Three-point shooting is actually not that bad tonight.
He's 2 of 12 from the field, 1 of 10 from two-point range. And if you consider what he shoot coming into this game, he's only shooting 36%.
Here comes Chervi, another big for Italy. And here is Gutierrez. Just too little, too late, really. And Heron will come back in from Mexico. So Chervi comes in for Cruzin. Gutierrez comes out. And that's 5 fouls. He was guilty of that last one.
It's been a frustrating end for the tournament for a very good player in Jorge Gutierrez.
Paul Stoll goes up, tries to get the pick. Back to 23 points. There's Bellinelli. You can see the cheekbone break, and it impacted his eye as well, this bloodshot. And Gallinari had a good game tonight. He and Hackett. Hackett hasn't played as much tonight. Maybe that's good for them tomorrow, getting some rest. Aradori for good for three.
I mean, how well have they shot the ball? 7 of 14 they are as a team from three, Italy. We said, well, we've continually talked about how Mexico need to make threes to win. And they haven't made anything. Italy have hit every shot.
Toscano in the lane. And how many shots have we seen Mexico miss right around the basket? Poeta gets in the lane. Gallinari, good hands from Toscano. You know, looking forward to Mexico. It'll be interesting to follow them as they move up, because, you know, what you got to realize is in 2013 when they won the FIBA Americas Championship, they weren't even supposed to be there. And Panama, I think it was, one of the other teams got suspended, so they let Mexico come in. So they've kind of come out of nowhere. Played at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2014, hosted last year's FIBA Americas Championship. Here they are at the Olympic qualifying tournament, so they really need to take the positives out of this. Tonu drives in and stole in the open floor. And alley-oop, tried to give it Toscano. And nice play, Toscano, who gave us some highlight reel plays in this tournament. That put-back dunk.
Yeah, well, he's going to be that core, just 23 years of age, Toscano. You know, him. Paco Cruz is 26. So he's got a lot of time left, another 5-6 years probably. Same with Jorge Gutierrez, who's 27. So they've got a core in it. And actually, you know, Israel Gutierrez as well, just 23 years of age, a lot younger than I realized. And he's had a solid tournament off the bench, backing up Lorenzo Mata.
So very good and very bright future really for Mexico. Hopefully they can continue. And it's just a shame that Gustavo Young couldn't play, because that clearly was a hammer blow, I think, to their chances.
Yeah, it really affected him in so many ways. Just the balance of the team. They don't really have a true five without him. It means players like Hector Hernandez, who would have had a lot more room on the perimeter, and let Ion just anchor down the offense and the defense in the middle. He's had to move closer to the basket. He's lost space that helps him operate. So,
but you also have to realize, you know, national team programs can't be over-reliant on one guy. You know, Ion's played a lot of games in this past year and been away from home. Here it is inside to Cherby, and he gets it, puts it back up, misses. And Heron kind of lowered his shoulder. They're going to call a charge. So Italy will take on Croatia. And, you know, the coach said in no uncertain terms the other night that he felt like the refs kind of changed the game for Italy. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, some of the mind games that are played by coaches, especially in Europe. How will this Italy team regroup? They'll just forget about this, go home, have some food, and
just focus on tomorrow. You think back to the last game, what worked well, what didn't. Need to make any adjustments, perhaps. For Italy, I think they found a way to play in the second half. They got the matchups right. Daniel Hackett just did a tremendous job on Bojan Bogdanovic, excuse me, and really it kind of slowed him down. He still had a big game. He's still a tremendous player, but I think they'll look at that. Hackett might guard him early. For Croatia, they were comfortable. They came out and first half played exceptionally well. So they'll look back and to see why that happened and why they were able to take that lead.
Nice pass from Stoll to Toscano. It's another dunk for him. Now Poeta in the open floor. And he's going to pull it back out. Every time he entered the arena here this week, the fans cheered, got kind of crazy. So Italy will win it 79-54. Congratulations to them. They move into the final of the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. And Mexico's Olympic hopes are dashed. They will try to make it in 4 years' time when the games are staged in Tokyo. (79-54), Italy winning it over Mexico. They only led by 10 at halftime, and certainly Mexico had some opportunities to keep it closer, but they just weren't able to score tonight. And some of their leading players just struggled in that respect. Paco Cruz, however, really kind of underlined his status as their top player here at this tournament, 20 points. And you have the good start from Gallinari tonight. He led his team, Italy, with 15. Melli had 14. Bellinelli sat most of the first half. He had 12 points. Aladori also had 10. He's a great player coming off the bench. Datome with 9. So they've got a lot of players. And I'm guessing that's Mr. and Mrs. Melly talking to their son. I'm not sure. But overall, it's been a good night for Italian basketball. And I know that the organizers, the federation, they're happy. Their team has made it into the final. I think it would have been a disaster for them if they hadn't. And now comes the real test. Are they going to be able to beat Croatia for the second time this week?
Absolutely. Job one is done, isn't it? They made the final. It had to be the first thoughts coming into their mind, and now they've got to overcome, a very talented Croatian team for a second time.
So you be sure to stick around one more day here at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in Turin. One last time, Italy 79, Mexico 54. Italy will play Croatia tomorrow with a spot at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics at stake. Thanks for watching.
Uno, due, tre, quattro, cinque, prova multi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scorta, backup, multi.